Don says, what is the nature of this crisis? Ra says, the nature of this crisis is the determination of the relative polarity of your companion and yourselves. You are in the position of being in the third density illusion and consequently having the conscious collective magical ability of the neophyte, whereas your companion is most adept. However, the faculties of will and faith and the calling to the light have been used by this group to the exclusion of any significant depolarization from the service to others path. Wow. Okay. So what is the nature of this crisis? There is a determination in the negative entity to bring the opposite polarity of what they're seeking. In other words, the group, Don, Carla, and Jim, they represented a very strong nexus of seeking, a point in space-time that was seeking information of the highest quality, which is what Ra gave us. And so because of this calling, because of this strong desire, then the negative entity says, oh, guess what? I can also provide my own wisdom, which is the service to self polarity. Okay? Almost like, imagine somebody who has money, right? And you approach their situation, and so you, on the positive path, you want to help them invest, and so grow their money and learn how to deal with money and all of this. Whereas the negative polarity would want to take advantage of that. Depending on how much money they have and how much value you can give, then you can go both ways. That's the negative entity and the positive entity. Ra providing investment and how, education and money and why it should be, how it should be used and so on. Whereas the negative entity would want to manipulate, take the money for themselves, and of course, create a sort of Ponzi scheme or pyramid scheme, something like that. I hope that makes sense. But you see, that's what they were trying to do. Why? Because balance. You see, if you have a lot of money and you don't know what to do with it, then both are going to be presented. It's your choice. Who do you want to follow? The one that manipulates you and controls you and basically makes you their slave, or those who want to help you invest your money? Change that into energy and you got polarization there. So depending on the polarization that you are inclined to have, you will find that. However, at some point, when you're making your investments and so on, somebody, some banker is going to tell you, oh, I see how much you're worth. How about I give you a loan? Never mind those percentages at the bottom of this sheet that you're going to sign. You see? So you're going to attract people, definitely, because of the amount of energy that you have or are channeling. You can interplay with this as much as you want, but that's the idea, that's the point. So you're going to attract this type of entities, of energy. It's actually just conscious energy that is being presented there. Now, the thing is that Ra is explaining that, however, because of the will and faith and the calling of the light that has been used by the group, that to the exclusion of any significant depolarization from the service to others path, then there hasn't been any significant polarization or depolarization. That's the thing. You see, their investment has not been tainted by, let's say, negative investments. I can't think of the term right now, but you're not using your money for greed and that type of behavior, which is the negative side. You see, so that's something that simply happens. The amount of light or energy that you want to work with, it's going to attract its opposite, because it needs to be a balance. You can't just decide one thing and go straight and have no resistance. You need to find resistance. And I'll talk about this more in a current experience that I'm having with my own path and my own work. But what else does Ra say? They say, if your companion can possibly depolarize this group, it must do so, and that quickly. For in this unsuccessful attempt at exploring the wisdom of separation, it is encountering some depolarization. This shall continue. Therefore, the efforts of your companion are pronounced at this space-time and time-space nexus. So let me continue with my analogy of the banker, or the shark. What do they call it? Money sharks or lending sharks, shark lenders, something like that. Imagine that kind of people, right? They want to take advantage of your money. They want to take advantage of your energy. But because you're so determined, you're not caring. Now, what's happening? They can't just show up at your door and say, hey, would you like my loan? They're going to invest energy on this. They're going to invest money. They're going to try to appeal you and attract you to it. So they're going to, maybe send you gifts and show you, invite you to parties and show you all the things that, this is my lifestyle, this is what you can be. That's the sort of temptation that happens in this process. So you can see that this is the same thing that is happening here. There is an investment of energy. And because just like the money lender, the negative one, is trying to take away your money, but they're also investing, they're losing money, they're losing time, and you're not paying attention, you're not falling for their temptations. And because of that, what happens? Well, they lose money. In the conscious realm, what is happening is that they're losing polarization. They are depolarizing themselves because they're losing energy. Entropy happens. You see, Ra says this as the unsuccessful attempt at exploring the wisdom of separation. So by exploring this unsuccessfully, they're losing energy. I hope that makes sense. It does to me. And so, but they don't care. They'll continue going at you. Yeah, they want to convince you. They'll keep sending you letters. I get them all the time. 0% APR. Please join us. We'll give you $400 if you open a bank account with us, check in, and put direct deposit on it. Of course, they make way more money than what they're going to give you. So you think that's free money? Oh no. That is the fractional reserve at play, my friends. At least here in the US. Oh, I know their tricks. I was involved in all that. Not as worker, but as a researcher of reality at that point.